Hey,
What's up?
not much.
You been playing any games lately?
I started Donkey Kong Bonanza.
I heard that was like goated, like the game of all time.
uh yeah, it's fun. I'm very early because I've only played it for probably like 2.5 hours or so.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely still like in the tutorial. Like I haven't even met Pauline yet because I like spent the first, I'm not kidding, hour just breaking blocks in the like very opening
Yeah,
room.
hell yeah.
I was like, oh, I
Yeah.
can do this. It's so soothing to just like mash A and just like break rocks and pick up coins and shit. It's very soothing. So, but it's
I
fun.
I heard that the destruction mechanics and just like watching rocks
Yeah.
break and shit, just so fun, just like overwhelmingly good. And also they have like a modeling software for that you can like make your own thing.
I've seen
Sort of
that.
reminiscent of
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
Mario face pull, whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
oh.
this game is by the team that does a lot of the 3D Mario games, like Odyssey and whatnot. So that's why I was like, because I'm normally not a Donkey Kong fan. I like the
Mhm,
platformers I found to be just too difficult for me, like not really my
mhm.
speed. But I like the collectathon nature of like Donkey Kong 64. And so when I saw that this game was being produced by the Super Mario Odyssey and Super Mario Galaxy team, I was like, okay, I'm on board. And so
Okay.
yeah,
Hell yeah. That's
yeah.
awesome. Yeah, it
Yeah,
looks
I
super
need to
cool.
sink more time into it. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks good too. Like it looks
Yeah.
visually, it's like really very pretty. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw people like just some people online being like, "Oh, but they've redone the lore by they've retconned it
By
somehow
Pauline being a
because
child.
Pauline's the kid." And it's like, who
Why
cares?
are you caring
Just
about
like
Mario
who
lore?
cares,
What
man?
the fuck is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? There's no
I didn't even know Mario
timeline.
really had lore. Yeah, that's the thing. There is no
Yeah.
timeline. Like it was like, all right, dude. Like in Mario lore, Waluigi came down to play tennis with them. Like, just
Yeah,
appeared from
right,
nowhere to
right.
play tennis. Like buddy. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
they
don't know what to tell
also
you.
what are the Mario Party games? They're all just getting together to have fun. Like I think it's actually
They're just
Miyamoto.
partying. Like they're just they're having a Mario party of some sort. Like what the fuck?
They're rolling dice, like they're tabletop role playing games is what they're doing. But
True. Like actually true. Yeah.
I think it's Miyamoto who was on record saying that he envisions all of the characters as like friends that like actors that like get along outside of work to varying degrees.
Yeah.
That they're not that they're all like different, like they're all play actors within the games. That's not like really that their lives, like that's
They're
how he
yeah
sees it,
yeah
which is cute. There's actually an official. This is all right. This is a deep cut, but like there
yeah.
is a relationship map that Nintendo published in like some promotional materials at one point that was like who's friends with who and like who doesn't like each other and like all of the characters, which it's really funny because you're like, oh yeah, of course, like Toad and Yoshi friends, but then it'd be like Peach and Wario enemies, like what, like like what, just like or like
When was this
random.
established in lore? Like I don't
Yeah,
understand.
my bad,
I
my
haven't
bad,
seen
my
it in
bad.
the
Yeah, yeah.
canon. You know?
Yeah. It was probably sometime after Super Mario Land, the six golden coins, but then before Super Mario Kart, Super Circuit. Fuck you. Like, there's no
True.
lore.
Yeah.
The lore is that Mario likes coins and they all hang out together. Like,
And he's trying to save the princess, taken by the nefarious Bowser. It's not that tough, guys. Like,
no,
come on.
no,
Okay.
that's even that is contested in the
Even that's.
lore, I think.
I know. Yeah. True.
Yeah.
I although like the way the games are kind of set up, it does lend like credence to the idea that like they're just like chilling and like that's their job to like put on this like play for us, you know.
Well,
Which I
that's
really like.
Super Mario World looks like a stage. I think it's Super, or is it Mario 3? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Um, Not really.
I believe it's Super Mario World. It looks like a theater. So now, why would you do that?
Now, why would you do that? You know.
Google images. No, I think it's I think it's Super Mario World where like you hit the curtains at the end. No, Super Mario. Is it 3? Is it Super Mario 3? Yes. Super Mario 3, the different stages, like, they all end with... This is riveting podcasting. They all end like the play. I'm not even going to bother sharing my screen. I'm just going to tilt my monitor over here. They all like...
I mean,
like
I was also
ending...
Googling Super Mario 3.
Okay. Each ending of the stages, it ends with like, as if the backdrop ends, and then there's like a black, and it looks like they're going backstage, and then there's like curtains around. So anyway, before I fuck up my mic, I'm putting my monitor back. But, so, you know, not that there's lore, not that that's the true meaning of Mario. It's...
You know, no big deal, right? But, like, if you're going to care about Kid Pauline, maybe there's some other inconsistencies to work out first in the canon, huh? No punk motherfuckers.
How are you unemployed but worrying about Mario? You're worried about the wrong coins? Like, yeah.
Yo! Let's go!
I was
true.
like... I was fully doing the Yojimbo, like, looking around the office trying to think of a word, but looking at my various objects, like what joke can I make here based on the Mario props?
Peter Griffin. Like, damn it. Also, I did turn up my my mic's sensitivity, and yeah, the recent yo there just clipped entirely, just fully clipping.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, it'll be good stuff.
Boop, 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 ba-doop, boop, boop. What's this podcast about, Rick? Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
It's just us watching movies. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
That's so cringe. Let's take that from the top and just do it straight, please.
Okay, my bad.
You want to introduce the podcast?
Yeah, sure. This is We Want to Watch. It's where we watch movies that we want to watch. And this week, or really for this month of Fullmetal August, I, your co-host, Ricky, have roped Lane, your other co-host, into watching Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
You have not roped me anywhere. I'm being.
I don't know if that's a worthy use of the pause, but okay, fine, whatever.
It is. I was thinking like ropes.
Like, yeah, you're pushing it.
Pause. No.
Anyway.
We watched. What did we watch this week?
Season 2, as defined by Netflix, episodes 14 to 26.
I already forgot everything that happened when I watched
really?
This. So,
wow.
Yeah, I watched this like 2 nights ago, which means it's all gone from my head.
Yeah, you watch it all at once, which is like weird, an interesting way to watch. So season 3, episode 1 is like a recap episode, and it's placed within a dream sequence. So I was like, when you messaged me before this ep, I was going to say, hey, maybe just like watch that one. And I was like, whatever. Like we already established last week that like what we were watching too, yada yada. But I will say it has a couple of really cool, like within the dream sequence itself, it has a couple. It's like worth watching only because it has a couple of very cool, like visual, like dream sequences, I guess I'll call it. And I don't know. I think it's well worth it just for that.
Well, that's I noticed because when the last episode ended of this like current slot that we were watching, and it said like interlude party, I was like, that's a weird name for an episode. And so I looked it up, and I want to
see what's behind the door. Episode 32 or 27 or whatever. Yeah.
This season was a lot less interesting to me. This season I struggled with actually. Yeah, I thought I did factions. Not a big fan. Don't care about factions. Don't care about different factions doing stuff. The introduction
that's so weird to me.
Why is that weird?
Because you're like big into like politics, and especially I'm thinking specifically about like in like game and whatnot, right? You're big into like the politics and the competing interests of different parties.
Maybe it's because this is bad. Maybe it's because I didn't like the way they did it.
That's crazy.
Not that it's bad.
What didn't you like about it?
It's not bad. I think I had the same problems as the last season, which I'm going to call these seasons just colloquially.
That's fine.
But like,
yeah.
The pacing felt so rushed that like I felt like I didn't have a good chance to like get into it with any of these individual factions or like the new like the Ling character, like his like the prince.
Yao.
Like I'm like,
yeah.
Well, okay, I want to learn more about this guy before we go just like you know, whatever happened to him. It's not really clear at the end of this last episode exactly what's going on, but like,
Hmm.
you know, the whole thing just seems, yeah, like I can't appreciate the different stakes, I guess, and so it doesn't feel as important. So it's just like, all right, this is another group, then they're quirky and weird, and they do their own thing. You know, I don't know.
Okay, I mean that's fair. I could see that. Yeah. I don't know. I love Ying I love Ling Yao. He's like one of my favorite characters. I'm gonna say that about every character. He's one of my favorites. I don't
I was
know.
gonna
I mean,
say,
yeah, I know. But he is like he's so cool. I like his introduction. He's just like the easygoing prince, and then like as we talk to him a little bit more, it's like, oh, okay, like he is actually kind of serious about this stuff. And near
yeah,
the end of the season, like the resolve that his retainers have for him is like it's admirable, and it shows that like I mean that's I think kind of like the building of the stakes, right? It's them like they're willing to put life and body on the
yeah.
line for their lord, and
Because is it Xiao Mei who gets her hand cut off? What's the character's name? I need the roster up. I need
yeah,
like a picture diagram.
I think Xiao Mei is the panda. I could be wrong.
So the little girl.
I can look it up. Give me a second.
I too am looking. May. It's just May.
It's just May. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, no, but who gets their arm cut off? Am I crazy?
Yeah. It's his retainer.
Yeah.
She cuts her own arm off. Yeah.
Right.
All right,
I'm just trying to
Ling
remember the name of
Yao,
the.
and then I know I'm. All right, we got Ling Yao. Go to relationships. Lan Fan. Oh yeah, Lan Fan. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna put character roster. I'm gonna just search that on Google Images and hope that I can get like a good. Oh, of course I'm getting all of the like S tier, like the tier list.
There's tier lists
Of course.
for the show. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Is it like by power level or just people's like?
No, it's
interests?
just their personal like S tier. You know.
Yeah.
Um.
I'd have like
Interesting.
80% of the cast in S tier.
I know you would. Which we should mention FMAB as a joke, which we've made a few times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Not a funny joke.
Female
Sure, it gets made
male
all the
at
time.
birth. Like,
Oh, see, I was always I read
female
it
male
as,
at birth or how? Yeah.
I've been reading it as assigned male at birth.
Oh, assigned male at birth.
Yeah.
Assigned male at birth. Yeah.
I made that joke to Christopher and I couldn't believe he got it. I couldn't believe he knew what AMAB and
I don't think
AFAB
that's
meant.
like. Yeah, I don't think that's a crazy terminology to know.
I do.
TBH.
I do.
I know you do, but
Yeah.
Christopher's
just so
person.
offline. Yeah,
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
did you hear someone say that out loud? Like that would have had to have been where he came across the term.
I mean, probably, yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like, especially when ACAB was going around, like AMAB
yeah,
and
people
AFAB
were making
just
a
like,
lot of jokes.
like they were like right
Yeah.
there. And I was like, oh,
Yeah,
okay, like
true.
that's what it is. As soon as I heard like ACAB, and like people using like a signed cop at birth, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And like they started like I was like, all right, makes sense.
Um,
But anyway, yeah. So like Ed's like plight, his like sort of psychological thing that they go into this season, just don't give a shit about. Because that's most of what
I
this
guess,
season was.
honestly, I mean, like the journey back to the house.
Yeah.
Where he meets his dad, because he meets his dad like first episode, right? Like,
Yeah.
or maybe
Yeah.
second episode. Because then I considered messaging you to be like, well, there goes that idea that I had last
he's
episode
not-
of ours. Yeah,
Peter
he's not
Bradley,
anyone. Yeah. Or at least he doesn't
Actually-
seem like he's anyone yet.
Wait. Well, let's start from the first episode because this is where we see
Okay.
Greed die. We see a
That's true. We do see him get
Yeah.
like reabsorbed by the father.
yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah. Goodbye. That
he
wasn't
gets
long.
like melted down. I love that shit. That's
Yeah.
so sick. It's it's like Terminator-esque with the big lava.
It is a
pool.
lot. It is a lot like Terminator. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
Actually, one of the manga that I read, last week they did a No Country for Old Men reference. with the
What?
coin flip.
Oh.
Or no, maybe not No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
Is that
No,
Country
that's
for
No
Old Men?
Country.
Yeah, with the coin flip.
Where it's like,
yeah.
what's the most you've ever lost on a coin toss? That did they say?
Yeah,
that?
yeah. They didn't say that, but they reference the scene. One of the characters is like talking to a side character, and essentially he's like, "Hey, like, I'll give you my life if you win this coin toss, but if I win, could you tell me where the bathroom is?" And it's a tongue in cheek thing. He's establishing his divine providence and right to be there. They're invading a facility, yada yada. I don't know.
Are you sure it's a reference? Are you sure it's not just a funny coin flip?
Just the way that it's set up, like the scene is set up with him like talking to like an older guy, and like their dialogue is sort of like weird and stilted,
yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, like kind of makes sense. And the old guy doesn't win the coin toss. Spoilers.
Tough.
Yeah. But I don't know. I've been trying to keep more of an eye out, and like I saw people talking about that on Twitter. They were like, oh, like what could this possibly mean? And like even having not seen the movie, I've seen that scene before, and I was like, I'm pretty sure it's just a reference to this, man. Like I don't know, it's not that deep. But, yeah.
I have his haircut. It's kind of fucked up.
yeah, kind of fucked up.
I like it's the line between cunty bisexual Bob and like He-Man Lord Farquaad like is so close. Like they're so similar. It's a thin line. A thin blonde
exceedingly
line.
Thin. Yeah.
Yeah. The thin hairline.
True.
So yeah, that first episode like I feel like was all like the weird one part of like the girl, the homunculus girl getting stabbed inside of Alphonse's suit of armor. That's pretty intense.
Yeah, well, so that also comes down to like the I mean there's a lot of like body autonomy and like consent and whatnot, right? And even during part of it, when they open Alphonse up right afterwards and they've like taken her out, they're like, hey, sorry, like we had to like open you up for it. And he's just like so frustrated because he can't like and especially because like coming off of the heels of the last season, they were like talking so much about how like great his body is, yada yada. And even Ling, like when they first meets him later on, goes like, "Oh my god!" Like
he's like, "Why would you want
to sleep? Like why would you want to change?" Yeah. It says like, "Listen, like it's not as convenient as all that, right? Like, I mean, sure, there's some things that are nice about it, but like I don't want to keep this, and I can't." He learns that like he can't. And it's also Alphonse gets exposed to the door of truth. So now he can perform alchemy without their circles, right?
Transmutation, right.
Yeah. Also, I was thinking more about how this world and like specifically its power, like its magic system functions, and like translating that into a game system. And honestly, I think it's a lot loose. So, like in universe, it's obviously very like well established that it takes a lot of time to become an alchemist, yada yada, and like you need a lot of knowledge and like tools and materials really just come down to like you need to be able to create a circle, and like that's how you channel your energy. But in game, it would literally just be a like, oh yeah, like you just roll and do that thing, right? Because last week we were talking about it, and we were like, oh, it's like too well defined, and like it's not I guess like loose enough for players to like actually be able to function.
No. I don't feel that way. I feel like I don't care. Don't get it twisted. I think this could work fine as a magical system. Okay. I don't think there's any. I just have no interest in learning about it because I'm like, whatever. It doesn't interest me. I don't know. The rules of it all doesn't really, But like, I get like it's a good. It seems like a fun magic system.
I think it's a really good magic system. I love it, and like the way that it's sort of like knowledge based, right? And then it's like, well, like people who have like seen the truth have like access to this knowledge that allows them to, perform without circles. It's just super cool. And then everyone else, like they're pretty much specialized. And even like Mustang, when Havoc gets stabbed, he's like, all right, I'm not like a medical alchemist, but with this philosopher's stone, I think I can make it work.
Let me try this. Yeah. Right. That scene was pretty intense. That little like fight, and then which I was thinking about this while I was watching. I was like, we didn't really talk about how stereotypical all of these depictions of the seven deadly sins are. Which, like, of course they are, but like, is there anything? The only thing you could do that would be more like stereotypical than having a hot lady with big boobs be lust is having a big fat guy be gluttony. Like, you can't really, like. So
yeah, it's perfect.
It is
They're
like
spot on.
it's bottom of the barrel. It's bottom of the barrel. You know, women can be
Wow.
other seven deadly sins. Like there could be other ones.
Yeah. Yeah, of course they
Besides
can.
pride. You know. So I'm just saying it's the glass ceiling. It's the holy Bible rice paper ceiling.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't see anything like too weird about it being stereotypical.
You're like, I love
that.
big
I mean,
boobs.
sure, it's like
Which
fine.
you haven't looked at my Snapchat. Look at my Snapchat real quick.
I don't have a phone, Lane.
Oh fuck, you don't have a phone, right? My bad.
For the watchers, I haven't
like,
had a phone for like a week. And also, when Lane messaged me before this episode, they were like, "Oh, like, are you ready?" And like, I didn't check it for like half an hour because I wasn't at my computer. And they were like,
it was like a half hour before
you're
we were supposed to
napping.
record. No, okay, I will read
It was an
the
hour
exact
and then a
fucking
half
exchange.
hour.
I will read.
I checked it at a half hour. That's when I got back to you.
First of all, don't act like it's that crazy for me to check in an hour beforehand and then not hear from you and think,
It's not, and that's fair, but like without me having a phone, it kind of makes it more difficult, right? Like
4:53. You still good for 6 p.m.? 5:29. Oh, he's napping, Your Honor.
4:53, currently working. 5:29.
And then
and then like 5, yeah, like after I got on at like 5:35 is when I got back to you. Yeah. Which you act like is like crazy, but it's not. I don't know.
I'm just saying. You're right. I forgot you don't have a phone. Anyway, I sent you a picture of what's the guy's name? The one that was dating Lust.
Havoc. Havoc Chuhi.
Havoc.
Lieutenant Havoc.
Yes.
Yeah.
When he's like, I just love big boobs or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I sent you a screenshot. And just, I'm always saying this.
Yeah. He's me
so in
for
2
real.
weeks, when you get your phone, I hope it makes you laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part was good. I liked the fight. I liked that it felt like they might die. You know, now that we've had Hughes die, which we'll talk more about that whole thing, but like, it does feel like these characters are a little bit less safe other than Edward and Alphonse, who I'm convinced are going to live throughout the rest of their days. But, you know, like the rest of them all do feel expendable in a way. And so I did feel like the stakes were a little higher there. I did think Havoc was going to die, but he didn't. But so. Yeah.
Just, yeah, he's, I don't know
paralyzed.
If they reveal exactly. Okay, yeah. All right, then yeah. Paralyzed from the waist down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm retiring, and then it's very dramatic.
Out to the country. Yeah. That's bad.
Which, let's talk about Hughes, because I felt so let down by I was like, oh, okay, we know what happened. There's always like a lot of fun and tension to be brought by like his death, right? So like,
yes,
there's fun
well,
that
just
comes
like the
from
knowledge differences, right?
Yes, right. But they wrapped it up so quickly. It was like only an episode where they were like in the dark, if that. And even then it was like they weren't really being lied to for more than half an episode before they found out. And so it's like, well, this could have been interesting. They could have like played on the manipulation of these two kids more and like had the, you know, so then
I mean, so I feel like it's the same thing with the like Maria Ross reveal, right? And
yes,
a lot of
it was too fast.
Right. So a lot of it comes down to, I think the way that we're watching it, right, is just, I mean, if you're watching it in a 6-hour block, right, it's going to feel like it's a little bit more compressed.
Sure.
But like when you're releasing these episodes week to week, and especially the manga week to week, right, because it follows the storyline of the manga. With the like manga week to week, you kind of like need like a pull for like next week. And it's like, oh, like why are readers tuning in next week? And then like, why do readers want to see it next week? And I think the mangaka does a really great job of like constantly like feeding a breadcrumb and then like giving you something bigger next week to follow up with it. Then like some of these plot lines do take longer to mature and like they're a little bit more ingrained and deeper, and some of them are just like part of larger plot lines, right? But yeah, I mean the Maria Ross one, I really thought that they left you in the dark longer. And it was like not even a full episode.
That.
Yeah, I thought I'll be honest with you, I thought they left you in the dark with that for like 30 episodes, right? And I was like, oh, okay, so
wow.
like this is
Yeah.
cool, this is a great setup. And then when Roy Mustang was like, oh, like go to the east, there's a lot of beautiful women there. I was like, wait a second, doesn't he tell them that
We're
when
doing that
like
already?
yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what the fuck is going on here, man?
Yeah.
And so like that, like I know it's weird to say that it caught me by surprise, but it did actually catch me by surprise how
Yeah.
quickly that like yeah they go through.
I
with
get that. I mean,
No.
it's yeah, because it really introduces an interesting dynamic, which I guess then is filled by the Fuhrer being revealed to be a homunculus. Which the
Yeah,
moment that you were
yeah.
like, oh, did you notice the tattoo on I think Greed's arm?
Yeah.
When you said that, I noticed it and I was like, oh, okay, like this is like the tattoo of the homunculi. Okay,
Yes. Yeah.
but
Have you noticed
but
anything particular about that tattoo?
it's an Ouroboros.
It's an Ouroboros. Have you? Okay. Do you remember when they were or when they're in Gluttony's stomach? And Ed is talking about the mural that
Is
he
it
saw
one
at
of the
Xerxes?
circles? Oh yeah, sure. Okay.
Yeah. So it's similar to one of the symbols, which also shows up a lot. It shows up a lot in the series. But all right, I'll kind of spoil it. But
Don't spoil
there's
it. Don't spoil
okay,
it.
I'm
Why
not
are you
gonna spoil it.
spoiling
I'm not gonna
something?
spoil it. Okay.
Hello, we're gonna watch the whole thing. Just wait a week.
I know.
Wait literally one
I know.
week.
Uh, well, it's just a
I
little
wasn't done.
detail. I guess I'll mention it at the end. But yeah, sorry. Go on.
Stop mansplaining.
My bad.
The Mustang character, the dynamic created by like, oh, this guy's gone bad. This guy is like getting possessed by wrath or revenge or whatever. To then have, and then they're like, right, even the homunculi are talking like, oh, we'll create this like negative tension between these two, like him and Edward.
Yeah.
And then for that to be like immediately like dissolved basically the next episode is such a letdown. Like you're like, well, okay, we're back
Yeah.
at the beginning, everybody's resumed status quo. It's like a sitcom almost. Like
It is kind of like that. I mean, I think that just comes down to like again, like I said, the episodic nature. I mean it does, though, like I mean, like we were sort of talking about, it does introduce another layer of like who knows, right? Because
it's true.
for right now, the homunculi still think that
right, she's
like Roy
dead
Mustang is like essentially cut off from Ed, right? Like Ed,
right,
not a big fan, doesn't really like him. And then even as that kind of goes on, I mean, they're sort of like, all right, well, they're working together, whatever. Like when they're at the safe house, and Envy shows up. Yeah, they recognize that they're like, working together again, yada yada. But I don't know. It's you talked earlier about how like the introduction of these people from foreign land is sort of like doesn't really carry any weight, and like the characters themselves aren't compelling enough to elicit sort of like emotions just based off of like who they are on screen. So far, which is fair. That's fine. Not everyone's cup of tea, right? But it adds another layer to like what knowledge people have, right? Which I find super interesting. I just love that, right? And like especially as like Ed goes down this road of, and I'm bringing this back to him sort of discovering that what they transmuted wasn't their mom, right? As they go down this road, yeah. I mean, a lot of the season was around like, well, like, did we?
What did we do? Yeah.
Well, the same for Azumi Curtis. Like, did we kill them again? Right. Like she's like, oh, did I kill my baby a second time? And they're like, well, did we bring our mom back just to have her like die in front of us a second time?
Yeah.
Right. And like obviously, like by the grotesque nature of like what they transmute, it's. I mean, it's like for kids as young as they were, right, at the time that they did it. So like, I don't know. It's got to be so impactful. It's got to be just like mind breaking to be like, oh fuck, like this is not what we wanted. This is like not what we were trying to do. And then like for Ed especially, like they took his brother, and we do get to see more of that where he's there and like how he binds Al's soul to the suit of armor and everything. And how he's just like, listen, I don't give a fuck. Like, take all of me. Like, I just need my brother back. He's mine. And it's sort of cute because we see that again near the end of the last episode that we watched, where
he
Ed sees Al's bodies.
Yeah.
or well, his body at the very least, and his body says, "Hey, I can't go back with you. You're not my soul."
Yeah, it has to be me, right?
That the like this right here, where Ed's like pointing after he like breaks through the door.
Yeah.
That was such
Yeah,
an
he comes
iconic
back.
manga panel. It's fucking insane, and I love how
I'm gonna look it
I
up.
love how they adapted it. It's so sick.
Let me look it up. I'm looking.
Just look up Edward Point. Actually, that might not.
Oh, I see. I've definitely seen this.
It's
That's
so good.
yeah, because it is very iconic. I
Yeah.
always thought it was a penis. I always thought this was a penis.
Oh, that was like a metal penis. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, no, but I mean, just love that scene. I think it's super cool. And it also shows us that, like, I don't know, Ed's sort of learned. He's willing to take more risks now. I mean, it's committed that he's like, or it shows that he's fully committed to restoring Alphonse's body, like, no matter how they have to do it. And it's also like he does use a Philosopher's Stone, right? He sort of gets over it,
Yep.
and with that whole fight against Envy, he's like, oh, like he doesn't want to fight him. He doesn't want to like kill these like the faces that are
Right.
coming off of him, who are like all saying just completely like random shit. Like some of them are like super happy, some of them
Yeah.
are like crying. They're like begging.
Yeah,
for
they're like,
help.
kill me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
They're like, hey brother, like, I need you.
Yeah,
And then like
yeah.
it's just like pure psychological warfare, especially for Ed, who like, I mean,
Cares.
obviously, like, yeah, he cares, and like he's in a like pretty tough emotional spot right now, like he recently had a little bit of relief. He was like, hey, like, we didn't kill our mom again. And then Alphonse is like, hey, doesn't mention it then, but like later says, hey, that was me in there, like that was my soul inside of that thing that we created. Which I think raises a kind of interesting question of like what was in Izumi Curtis's transmutation, if it wasn't the soul of her baby, and like what sort of, I guess, soul were they modeling the body after when they create that, which I don't think ever actually gets answered, but it's still just sort of interesting to think about, and like what that means for alchemy or whatever. But yeah, I think what the people from I forget what the country's name is. Is it Jing?
Is it Jing? Yeah.
I think it's Jing. Let me look it up.
Yeah, it's Xing according to their subtitles.
Yeah. So it's I like the introduction of Jing, right? It's the Eastern like country which has sort of like interesting powers which are different from like traditional Western understandings of magic, right? And I love the way that they sort of showcase it with them having like a built-in fucking like homunculus sonar, essentially.
Yeah.
And also how both of them, I mean, well, I'll say all of them because like Fu and Lan Fan, as well as Ling Yao and Mei, were all like, hey, like there's something fucking wrong in this country, like something weird is going on around here. And we get to hear from Dr. Marco that like the homunculus are planning something. He says, hey, is this going to be a Philosopher's Stone? And Envy goes, well, I guess you just gotta have to see.
Yeah.
But it's not, you stupid little doctor. Yeah, if you were such a big idiot, then, we would just go kill that town of yours, and you could get away.
So wait, is the dad the father? Is that it? Like,
is the dad the father? Oh, like Hohenheim?
Yeah. Like they were both blonde. Blonde and bearded blonde guys. Yeah.
Blonde and bearded. So, yeah.
Especially in the flashback where they show where the Fuhrer was from. I feel like in the flashback he looked a lot like... he didn't have the braid, I guess, but...
Yeah. But they do look really, really similar, right? Yeah.
They're like brothers, probably. They're probably brothers.
Yeah, probably brothers. Something like that. Yeah. Who knows?
Ricky's baiting me here. Anyway.
No. I mean, I'm glad you picked up on that. I'll say, season 3, episode 1, the whole dream sequence sort of revolves around maybe that question, because like we do know that they both look sort of similar, and it's like, all right, so like what's going on here? And then we get it's revealed through Hohenheim's dream, right? It's a dream sequence of Hohenheim.
Well, stop explaining. You're spoiling, Ricky. You can't fucking help yourself. Stop spoiling
I'm not
the fucking
spoiling
show.
it. I'm just.
You're literally
spoiling.
I don't even know what the I didn't know what it was about. Stop spoiling it, bro.
It's okay. It's fine.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I don't think that spoils it for you,
Jesus.
but yeah, and then I believe it's the episode after the. It doesn't like definitively answer the question, but it sort of makes you go, all right. Well, this is like one of two things essentially.
Oh my god!
How is that spoiling it?
Saying that they resolved the question means that there's a question at all, and that is basically a spoiler. I feel like anyway. I
mean, there is, but we've seen both of these characters.
Do you know how rare it is for me to go into something and not have it spoiled? Do you know how rare it is for me to come across media?
You are the one that asked the question.
No,
and I'm not answering it. I'm just telling you it is a good question to ask.
I'm going to kill you.
And it's interesting.
I'm going to drive to your house physically.
Good. You should do that.
I'm going to manifest the 7 deadly sins as hot ladies, but they'll kill you.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm going to get eaten by gluttony. You should clip that out of context. not like this gluttony, but like hot woman gluttony that
hot
you make them
gluttony.
Yeah.
So vor, so you're into vor is what I'm hearing.
I don't know. There's something
the other
about
day,
cannibalism.
And by the other day, I mean 3 weeks ago, I had a bunch of people over at my house and for July 4th, and we watched Independence Day, the Alien movie.
Yeah.
We were all it was like 15 of us fucking crowded around my TV, just like watching this movie and kind of like vibing and eating snacks. And I said, oh, I would let these aliens kill me. And everyone looked at me like I was crazy. Yeah. And I was like, well, and they were like, what? They're not going to eat you. And I was like, well, yeah, like, just like, if I'm going to die.
It's like I hope it's like a gruesome. Like, yeah, like
it's not like I was like, I'd let these aliens hit. Like, I'm not,
Right. No. But like, I mean, it's still like, I don't know, especially, I don't know. So Dungeon Mesh gets there's a couple of things I think touch on that really well. Like cannibalism is like almost like a very like I don't know. It's kind of sensual at a certain point, You see,
I have seen like several movies for you. Shout out Ravenous. Okay. Shout out Bones and All. There's lots of movies about cannibalism being like sex. So
yeah, have you ever seen the picture of the lamb? And it's like its head is turned back like this. And it's got like wolves. A bunch of wolves like biting it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I drew that picture. The picture's for me.
True.
Anyway.
But yeah, okay. Back to Brotherhood. So I don't know. What would you like to talk about?
No, you go ahead. Go on.
Okay.
Lead the way.
When they lure the like plan where they lure one of the homunculus out, where they're sort of like intentionally getting Scar to chase after them because they know that like one of the homunculus will show up because like they're like, well,
right, that was cool. They won't kill them, but right,
they're like, we're sacrifices, we're protected, right? And like, also the military police won't kill us because we're military, right? So it's like, okay, so we can really kind of just go off here. So they have that sort of scene. What did you think of the scene with Winry, who has like a very justified reason to kill Scar, who killed her parents, yada yada, cycle of hate. And Ed's like, hey, these aren't killer's hands.
I didn't really feel much. I find Winry up to this point to not be a super interesting character, I guess. I'm a little, I don't know. I'm always a little turned off by the childhood best friend got hot and now they're gonna fall in love thing, which has been like layered in from day one.
They've always always had a crush on her. And she's starting to fall for him. And it's, I don't know, I think it's cute. The whole train scene where she's on the train, like she was thinking about
she's
it.
She's like, oh, he's got broad shoulders now?
Always been so big? Yeah. I think it's cute. It's funny. And especially because it comes after they like verify that it's actually Al's soul because like they know something that Ed didn't. So Ed's like, well, I couldn't have like created it. Yeah. And then he's like, and like, why was that? It's just like, and they're both at the same time. They're like, oh, like she doesn't like girls shorter, or she doesn't like guys shorter than her. And the fucking like height chart like breakdown.
Yeah. It's funny.
It's like, don't judge people by the size of their height. Yeah. It's so funny and cute, and he's like so obvious about it too. And like I don't know, it's fun. I like it, and I mean they're also like kids, and like it's the fact that like Winry, like essentially rebuilding his body from scratch.
Right.
And like, I mean, obviously very intimate.
Anti-cannibalism, in fact.
Anti-cannibalism, yeah. But it just shows like the level of like support that she has for him. And like the fact that like both her parents and like her grandmother were all like worked in the medical field, right? They were all doctors, which we learn about Pinako when she's measuring the femur and like, you know, checking out the bones
Right.
that were left there. I don't know. It's nice that she's sort of carrying that on, but with like prosthetics, you know, which I think is super cool. How advanced prosthetics are in this world as well. I love automail. I think that shit's awesome. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
Yeah. It's also it's funny to me that like some people prefer not to use it, right? Because like we've seen people like with peg legs, or like just like other general injuries, and they're just like, yeah, like they just don't want a leg there anymore. They want like, you know, whatever. Which is, I don't know, a cool, interesting choice for them. And it's neat that it's not like, I don't know, it's
stigmatized
not
the way that is nowadays.
Yeah.
Or
in
the real world.
Yeah, and it's not stigmatized in like two directions, right? Because it's like, well, it is just so normal that like everyone has automail. There's a lot of like, I mean, it's a war-torn country. It's you know, pretty often, you know, people have lost an arm or a leg or whatever,
injuries,
and they have automail. Yeah. And then in the other direction, it's also like, well, you know, if you don't have automail, they're like, well, that's fine too, right? Like, no big deal. Like, I mean, you're still injured, and like, so I don't know. I just think it's interesting, and it's not a money thing either, because it's like we saw a state alchemist with a peg leg, and it's like, okay, like it's literally just a preference thing, which I don't know.
Yeah,
funny, weird, interesting social construct. But yeah.
Well, I mean, it's funny. Christopher is in a game where he is playing like of D&D, where he's a player for the first fucking time, probably in years that he's been a player in a game. But he
was a player in the Penumbra unit.
Yeah, yes, for like 3 episodes.
That went on.
Yeah. He's playing a deaf and mute girl, who is deaf and mute by choice in like the D&D world, and so, or like, you know, kind of like isn't pursuing, you know, stuff like a fix.
Yeah.
So it's you know, coming up with like a compelling reason, like then the characters would treat her differently within this world versus, you know, obviously there are like the deaf community, some people do resist like trying to become hearing or like use cochlear implants and things that. Like it's just like a whole, you know. So so you bring up an interesting point with like the automail aspect of it, like these people choosing to stay disabled or like to not like, you know, use a mobility aid in that way is it's interesting. I do kind of I wish we got to see more uses of it outside of like the like Alchemist specific, or like combat specifically, but I mean, maybe we're only
I think the only other
way through the show.
That's true. I think the only like other uses are just like daily uses, right? And the fact that like ordinary people do have it, right, is like what I think is super interesting. And like the world, I want to say the world kind of does.
We just aren't meeting a lot of ordinary people. We're not meeting like a ton of people who are just like normal and chill. We're meeting mostly like fighters or former fighters or like, you know, whatever fucking freak scientists and shit. Yeah.
Right. So, well, I mean, two things. It is a battle manga, right? It's a shonen. You're going to meet a lot of people who are just fighters. But even the people that we see who are just normal people, like, they have automail, right? We've seen a dog with automail at this point, you know? Like,
that's true.
I don't know. It's not like they're there in the background, and I don't think that's maybe interesting enough to focus on them, like, just because they have automail or like...
So you think like, ordinary people aren't... So you're glorifying war and battle? Is that what you're saying? You think that only war is interesting? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, because that's what I want to see here. I'm just trying to figure out like where, because also it's like, well, if they're like a childhood friend of like Edward's or something like that, it's gonna be like, all right, well, like they're a friend of the Alchemist.
Or they could meet like a shopkeeper. Person. They could talk to a shopkeeper or like regularly, you know, one that's not building them automail.
Like pretty often. Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Like a recurring character that is not combat or, you know, like a monster.
Yeah. I just don't think that there are many of those, right? outside of the dog at their home. But a lot of that comes down to also they don't really have anywhere to go back to, right? They don't really have a home outside of Panako's home, right? And she tells Hohenheim this. She's like, hey, like, I get that you left, but like, this is a place that people call home, and like it like pans over their pictures and pans over the picture of Winry too, because it's just somewhere that they can always go back to. And I mean, Ed kind of proved that when he went back, because he's like, well, like we can't stand to go back to like the house where they grew up in, because like Hohenheim asked him like right away, he's like, why'd you burn my house down, dude? And he's like, oh, like we did it so that like we wouldn't have to. We wouldn't be able to come back. We're burning all of our bridges. I'm so like, edgy. No. He's like, you didn't do it because of that. You did it like a kid hiding their fucking peed in bed sheets. And, like Ed storms off and he's like, man, you're just like me, just like when I was a little kid.
Yeah. Let's come back to the Winry shooting Scar question, or like the not shooting him.
Oh yeah.
I do find that interesting because it's been pretty clear from the beginning, I think, that Scar is going to be a redeemed character, or like, you know, I get the feeling that they're going to either like reluctantly bring him on board, or like he will get an ending that's not just like he's killed by the heroes. So,
right.
So this being like, like an interesting moral quandary for her that then is kind of dealt with semi-uninterestingly, but where he's got this like, very heavy like massacre basically on his hands. It's interesting. Yeah.
And he does tell her straight up, like, hey, like, you can shoot me, but as soon as you shoot, I'm going to try to kill you, right? Like, you can't, it's not a one-way street, right? Like, I'll say that you are justified in trying at the very least, but then we're enemies. Which I don't know, is a funny mentality thing. I also, I want to bring up, just because it's, like, funny to me, and it's like a really small detail, when Scar escapes and he, like, busts through the wall behind him, we get a shot of the wall behind him for, like, half a second before, like, it explodes, and there's a cat sitting on a box who, like, jumps out. And, like, and she's, like, super surprised. And I love those, like, little tiny touches that they put in the world that, again, just make it feel sort of, like, lived in. Like, there is stuff going on, there are people around, and a lot of times they're running for their fucking lives because we're following the most, like, psycho group of insane,
violent,
violent
explosive
fighters. In the world. And I think that's why I don't see many normal people, because they're fucking running away from the shit that we're watching, right? Like,
valid. They're so valid. It's true.
Yeah.
Well, so Scar is basically Predator then. He won't fight like an unarmed civilian who doesn't challenge him first.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't fight really any civilians. I mean, he was specifically targeting state alchemists, and then he's fine if, like, anybody attacks him. He's like, all right, well, like,
I'm just trying to pop off a joke here, Ricky. You didn't have to. You didn't have to jump in and explain it. Thank you. I'm trying to make this a movie podcast. If you've forgotten,
you're right. My bad. I also think it's very interesting how they sort of confront Scar about using alchemy, right?
They're like, but you participate in society. I think we made that joke last time.
we did, but they again, so like a lot of these ideas, they do just sort of like, they repeat and they expand upon several times. And they do it here as well when they're sort of like talking about it. And it's maybe not explicitly revealed, but it's, I'll say, he's only using half of it, right? We never see Scar make anything, and he sort of like
because he's talking about destruction, and it's the circle, and then they talk about his brother. They show the backstory of like why so which is poetic.
Yeah. And when he wakes, so like it also sort of like gives the viewer sympathy for Scar, right? And like, it gives him the tattoo, but it helps us see like, oh, okay, like that's why he went crazy and killed the rock bells, right? When he wakes up and he's like, oh, like brother, like thank God you made it. And he's like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Yeah. Like you put my brother's arm on me? Like, what the fuck? And he's just getting more and more angry about it. Yeah. But so he only uses deconstruction, right? He doesn't use the reconstruction side of alchemy. And it's funny because we see Mustang do the same thing in the fight against Lust, right? He deconstructs the water and turns it into hydrogen and air. Right. When they and then like they throw the lighter in because he has nothing to spark it with. which I think is super cool. It's a fun and interesting like use of his alchemy because again, like they make fun of him a lot for being super limited. Like whenever it's raining, like he's a soggy match, he can't really do anything.
Yeah.
When they were fighting Gluttony and he just absorbs the flames, and they're like, all right, like just
All
fucking
right,
run,
yeah,
like get the fuck out of here,
Yeah.
like new plan, everybody run for your lives. So it's like fun and interesting to see like how like these specialized alchemists work around their limitations, because we get so used to seeing like Ed and now Al sort of like just fuck it, whatever, man, like they got two hands, they're ready to alchemize, and they're gonna throw them, and so to see that sort of like broken where it's like, all right, like this is like what like a normal alchemist experiences, and like as soon as like the flame alchemist gets wet, he's just useless. It's like, all right, fuck, man. like that sucks.
Yeah.
And also like the replacement gloves, which Riza Hawkeye always carries around for him.
Right.
It's like a really funny bit to me, and B, when he draws the transmutation circle in blood, fucking sick. I love that shit. He's so cool.
Yeah, when he like carves it into his own arm, right? Isn't that, or his own hand?
Well, he puts it in his hand. Yeah. And then he burns his he burns the wound that he has shut so that he can
he's like he cauterizes it. Yeah,
so he can follow after him. So cool. He's so fucking cool. I love him. I was gonna say we get to see the Fuhrer sort of like looking in and being like, do I help? Do I
I'll leave it alone.
It's like fuck, man. All right, like yeah.
Which
and it shows
again,
how level-headed he is for being the Sin of Wrath, right? Like several times it's like oh like he's just gonna go in and like slaughter everyone here, and he's just like fuck, man, like all right, like I'm just gonna leave.
But I mean, like, is it that episode or do we end on the Fuhrer telling Mustang? Like, yeah, we do. That's in the very last episode. Like, he's basically takes him into the old boys club and like is like, yep, I'm a homunculus. Like, it's all good. I've got a philosopher's stone inside me. Like,
so he doesn't bring him in there, right? That Mustang is
the other guy,
Raven, right. Who's like the only guy that he's like maybe has a lead on, might be a good guy. And it's so funny to watch this switch up because like we get introduced to Grumman and to Raven, who's recommended by Grumman, who's Mustang's former like higher up. I forget what their rankings are, but he's like, all right, hey, like I heard about you, and he told me that like you're always a big sap, and like you ran back for your men, and it just like destroyed your like fighting line. And he's like, I knew he would fucking say that shit about me. He's always talking shit. That old little fox, he's hidden away. He doesn't know what it's like out on the front. I know what it's like. And like Mustang's like, all right, cool. Like thank God, like I can still trust him. He's still cool. And then he slips like, I heard the Fuhrer is a homunculus to him, because he's like, I'm playing my cards. I'm going big, I'm not going home.
Well, he does it as a joke. He's like, you know what kind of crazy jokes are out there, and then he's like, the Fuhrer is a homunculus, and then he like looks at him and it goes south very quickly.
Well, he tries to play it off as a joke because his other form of a joke is like, oh, there's like immortal monsters running around. Like, and Raven's just like, yeah, you didn't get your sense of humor from Grumman, did you? Like at all. And just to have that, like immediately, they walk into the room, and like he's looking up and down the table, and it's like, go on, tell the joke again. Tell it again.
Tell your little joke.
like Bradley walks in right behind him, and then like takes him to his own room, and then while they're doing that, right, Bradley's like, okay, cool, you want to do this? Like, you're gonna play your hand? I'll play mine. You. And he transfers out everyone under his command, except for Riza Hawkeye, who he puts right under himself, and it's like, fuck, man, like, all right, great. I love that scene too, where he's like, yeah, like, listen, sell him the kid. Never going to be a way to get to me. Like,
I don't give a fuck about that kid.
Little fucking kid. Good luck. But you've got a weakness. Oh man, so cool.
Yeah. It is, like, I do feel like, though, it's gonna just not be a threat after, like, 2 episodes. Like, I feel like everything about this show has been like, well, the Fuhrer's either gonna, like, die, or, like, they'll find a way to neutralize him so that everything is restored back to, it doesn't feel Doesn't feel like that's
You don't
going
feel
to be
like
the
it's
way.
building, right? It's just resolving conflicts.
Yeah, I love a movie where you can feel your pit, like the pit in your stomach drop, like
Hmm.
when that kind of like a character has so much power to control the situation over another, or like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
talk
yeah.
about Old Boy, like I know that's a movie you've seen, like that
Mhm.
obviously is one of them. That's a little bit more grotesque, I guess, than
Extreme.
what I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
yeah.
But just,
Mhm.
but like, yeah, there's actually a movie, the Invisible Man remake from a few years ago. Have you seen that?
I saw a scene from that. I saw like a clip from that.
Which
Where like
scene? Do you know?
uh, I
Yeah.
think this woman like sees it's like raining out, right? And she sees like the rain
Hmm.
sort of like falling weirdly in an area.
Oh,
And I don't know if she had like an umbrella. She starts like beating a guy, right? And then
oh,
it like uh while he's like invisible, and we sort of like
yeah.
get to see that like oh fuck, like there's somebody there. And I think it was like a weird like it was like a tech suit or something, right? Because it like glitched
Yeah,
out or
that's the
something.
spoilers for Invisible Man, but
Yeah,
yes, that
big
is
spoilers.
the
Yeah.
yeah. Well, you don't the whole thing of that movie is that you don't know, and so she's being truly gaslit in the classic sense of the word, where it's like,
Hmm.
yeah, like she's in a domestic violence situation with this guy, and so
Yeah.
he's like basically stalking her and trying to drive her crazy. And
Hmm.
there's a scene, I won't spoil it for anyone who hasn't watched it, but there is a scene where she's at dinner with her like main confidant that goes so horribly, so fast, and so like out of control that like, and like you just feel like I remember in the theater, I was the only person. It was the last movie I saw before everything went on lockdown for COVID. So this was like
Hmm.
February 2020, and like just I was alone, and like watching that, I remember feeling like, oh my god, I've never felt so emotionally like compelled to like root for a character. Like I just like, oh my god,
Yeah.
she's so alone. No one knows what's going on now. Like, it was very emotional. And so like this to
I would.
be like,
Hmm.
actually it's all fine. Like
I would hate to
yeah.
be in a theater watching that, because like having empty seats behind me. I don't know. Couldn't fucking do it, man.
I know
couldn't
you,
do
yeah.
it. Couldn't sit there.
I like a
I'd
big
get
empty
way too freaked
theater.
out.
Yeah.
I'd get
Yeah.
too freaked out. Well, with something like with
Listen,
that subject
you get
matter,
too
I'd get freaked out.
you get too freaked out in the theater when it's packed with me sitting next to you and what was it in Smile 2? The headlights. What was it, the headlights
Headlights?
where the when they're in bed and her friend
Yes.
turns
Yes.
over
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
opens her
It
eyes
was.
and honks.
It was the. It's because it was the headlights right
It's
behind,
like a
and it
big
did like
bright
the
light.
the
Yeah.
light. Yeah, it
The
was the light
skull.
shining through, and you can
Yeah.
see like the skeleton and everything. Yeah, and it was
You
so
hit the
immediate,
roof.
and there was like a noise too. Well, there was like a noise
Yeah,
with it
it
too.
was
and
like the honking of a truck. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
like,
yeah. But it was
yeah.
like a very quiet scene leading up to that, and then like it was like really suddenly that. Yeah. Don't pretend like you
So it
haven't
was
hit the
every
roof.
jump scare.
It,
I do hit
like
the roof.
you've
I'm just
hit me with the
saying.
fucking like 27-piece combo, fucking like 100-0. Show you can. You're hitting me with like these crazy fighting game combos I've never seen before in your seat. All right, bro.
I want a
I can jump out of my
27-piece
seat
combo
sometimes too.
from
I could go
Kentucky
for a
Fried Chicken.
27-piece combo. Yeah, oh yeah.
Um,
Almost 7 full chickens. That's the like tagline.
did we watch the Blues Brothers together?
We
did.
I don't know if we've
Yeah,
seen
in
it.
the
I don't know if
theater.
we watched it together. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Bleep. Now I have to fucking bleep that. God damn
Love
it. I can't believe you
Love
just
that.
said that. I
Love
I was really looking forward to Awful August, meaning the podcast
Love
editing is awful, and I'm putting in little, like very, very little editing.
Love
And
It's not
sound
like
effects.
exactly an hour, thankfully. So
Cool. Well, that's about how long I want to talk about this season of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Do you have anything else you want to say about
wow,
F-Man?
wow, you're really cutting it there.
I don't have anything else to say to add.
I don't know. Did you find the body horror stuff with Envy interesting at all? I mean, I guess not, because you said you didn't really like this season. You didn't find that compelling.
The end? You mean like in the truth or like right
Yeah.
before that? Like
Well,
when they're inside
in the
gluttony.
gluttony thing. Yeah.
What body horror? Like with the monster or the spirits
I
that were
just
trapped
think
in.
the monster design. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Just
cool.
like the
Liked him.
melting
Like the monster.
faces, sort of like
Yeah.
I love his
Yeah.
I love his design. I think he's so cool. Like as a character, he's just sick.
I do like that Envy that is like, oh yeah, I was the one who shot that kid. Like, and I did
Yeah,
it
he's like
on
really
purpose.
happy
And
about it. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
and I enjoyed
yeah,
it. Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
what did you think of the use of color in those scenes in all of the Ishvalan scenes? I guess I'll say
In what way? This is a leading question.
the way they highlight their eyes.
Oh yeah, where it's like blue. Yes, I don't have to look
It's
this up. I
blue
do
versus
remember
red.
because
Yeah,
yes, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
Okay, Sith Lords, like, or Twilight. I mean, take your pick. Anyway.
is that a thing in Twilight or in Sith or the Sith? I don't
Yeah,
know.
in Twilight, the not the Sith, no. But in Twilight, yeah, you have red eyes if you're a bad vampire, and gold eyes if you're a good vampire.
Oh,
Basically,
interesting.
it's depending on if you drink human blood
Human blood.
or
Yeah,
animal blood. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
Well, it's funny because they kind of turn it on its head here, right? And I mean, it's obviously this story is like in large part an allegory for World War II and the Holocaust, right?
yeah,
And so like seeing the rank and file of blonde haired, blue eyed soldiers marching in
yeah,
to kill a people who have red eyes and are painted as like these red eyed devils living in their country,
yeah,
right? Um, I don't know. I mean, you can call it like heavy handed if you'd like. I don't
yeah,
know. I just think it's I, I I don't know. I wanted to sort of I just wanted to sort of mention that because I have seen people bring up this show and in discussing it, like sort of like brush off like the very real Holocaust implications of it. And the sort of like flipping on its head with Scar sort of taking his revenge. I think there's maybe a sort of interesting colonialist or well, I don't know if I want to
yeah.
say this on the pod,
Anti-colonial.
but there's an
Yeah,
anti-colonial and with what's been happening in Palestine and and like
yeah,
specifically Gaza and Israel, right? It's I just think like particularly interesting that like I mean I don't know that like there would be a
yeah.
colonizer
Like
who
somebody coming
like
up. Yeah,
coming
right,
against this,
right.
right. I mean it does seem like and like when watching this like oh well like obviously you know like and like Scar keeps talking about like the circle of hatred yada yada and he really drives that home. That's like his main thing. And it's like all right yeah I get it yada yada. And sort of like there is like a very real life application of that, which is so ridiculously like on the nose. It seems like I don't know. It seems weird, right?
Well,
But
it's interesting you say that because I mean, obviously, this is a Japanese like series, and so the
mhm.
idea of this type of like revenge for war crimes being painted in that way has a different context, especially since there is like a like a Chinese allegory like nation
Yeah,
state
like
in
nation.
this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm curious about what that like what the background is or
They've
anything like that.
they've also mentioned drachma to the north, which is the Russia allegory state.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Which once you see their designs, it like really comes into play. Like it really comes like it's like all right, well like this is very very obvious. A mistress maybe is like I think
It's like
it's sort of
Western
like
Europe, right?
yeah, it's
Like
Western Europe. I think it's specifically supposed to be like more German, especially with like how
yeah.
militaristic it is. But like when we visit the other areas like Riesenbuhl and whatnot, it is just sort of like any like European town, right?
Right.
Um, so yeah, the original sort of goes a little bit more into the parallels, specifically where they branch off from the original series, and they get sort of philosophical about it near the end. But I don't know, we don't have to talk about that. But yeah,
You're right.
I
We should
just
talk
think it's
about it
interesting.
next time. I just think it's neat. You're the Marge
I do just think
Simpson.
it's neat. Yeah, yeah, I like
Yeah.
potatoes. But yeah, I mean, I get that it feels like a lot of I don't know. I'll say a lot of the plot points right now are kind of like bubbles in a soda, right? Where they just sort of like bubble up, and it kind of almost has to be that way, just with the way like the story is created and like watched, right, or read, depending upon like how you're like consuming this media. Like it, I don't know how well positioned they would be to like leave anything hanging for like any particular amount of time, right?
That long. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a difference in the media form. I like it, I've said this before, I don't love TV for a few different reasons. And one of those is the pacing. I just don't like the pacing of a TV show versus a movie. So I don't really watch a lot of TV. So it's just an adjustment. I am like rocked to my core that this was originally Fullmetal Alchemist was written by a woman, like the original manga.
Is. Yeah. And,
I did not know that.
She was like a part of the like production as well.
Yeah, I see that.
She was
That's
like
cool.
Pretty involved with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is crazy because she was very young. Like, very young.
Yeah. I love her series, too. She also did Silver Spoon, which is, like, big personal favorite of mine. And I didn't know she had, like, done it until I watched it. And I was like, man, this was so cool. I want to, read and watch more by, like, this creator. I was like, fuck, man. like she's only made, like these two. And I was like, man, it's so good. No. Like,
she has three things in her works section that are, like, I mean, she has a few different ones, but, like, the three that are mentioned are Silver Spoon and The Heroic Legend of Arslan. So,
yeah, which I haven't read or watched yet, but also looks really, really cool. Yeah.
Got a big ass eagle on his shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I've seen it around before, but I never pursued.
You've seen the seagull?
Yeah, well, I mean,
it's crazy.
That's the whole thing. But yeah, I don't know. So like since you like looked that up and checked it, I mean, earlier you mentioned like, oh, like it's a stereotypical and like, I mean, maybe not sexist, but very stereotypical that lust is just like
it's a trope
woman.
Yeah.
And yeah,
right.
and well, I mean, I don't know. And then like for like their teacher being a woman too, and like oh, strong woman, like, flip was on its head. Which I also I don't know how established of a trope that is. Like I don't know. But
just like the subversion of that, I like
subverting expectations.
Spoilers for if you are playing Bemidji, do not fucking listen to this. If you are playing in any of my RPGs, if you've played them, you're fine and you probably see where this is going, but don't listen. Skip to the end of this episode. The like big bad in my character in the Bemidji game is like, I regret it sometimes because I made it an old lady. So I like sometimes I'm like, it's kind of like boring and like there's a compelling backstory there and whatever, but like sometimes I'm like, this is so like, I don't like that. Just like, oh, it's the person you least expect. I just don't find that very interesting. And like, sometimes I regret it, even though I like the story I came up for that character. I just sometimes just like on its face, it's like, oh, she's been in front of us this whole time. Obviously it's different when it's a villain, but like still that's kind of where I'm coming from with that. But
I can kind of get that. That reminds me of the like false Hydra that people do in D&D games where it's like, it's like replaced a person and or multiple people.
Right.
And like that's sort of like, how you're supposed to see through it some way where like their stories are like inconsistent or something.
Sure.
Which I don't know. I think that sort of stuff is like any big reveal of like a character that you've known for a while to be like of a different nature than before. I think is like very like sort of troped and cliched, right? Where it's like, yeah, I mean, okay,
it depends
big reveal,
for sure.
Like,
yeah. I think
there's definitely ways to pull it off well, but it's tough, right?
Yeah, like a betrayal is interesting. I think the specific, like the specificity of like, oh, it's a woman that you wouldn't expect is a badass or is tough or is a villain or something. Like there's something about that, like the well, you would think that she's weak or frail and a housewife, but really she's a bamf. Like it's just
so she says that as a joke, right? The housewife thing, like
I know,
it's kind
but
of like
it's still annoying
every time. All right, I guess I don't know. Yeah, you can find it.
Ricky, this is the best you're gonna get out of me. Okay, like I don't.
No,
like,
that's fine.
This is awful, August.
I know. But I do want to say that, like, I'm not going to say that like there's not like some like sort of like sexist portrayals in here, and especially like Lust's design is very like, all right, like come on.
But there are other characters, like female characters in this that are not stereotypes. Like I think of course, like, yeah. So like a lot of the state alchemist women are much more interesting or varied or, not tropey.
I mean,
in that
even
way.
like the women in the military. I mean, I think Riza Hawkeye.
That's what I mean. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Riza Hawkeye is like just. I think she's just a fucking badass. She's so fucking cool. Oh my god. Was it this season or last one where I think it was last one where like she's shooting Gluttony. She's like in the
she shoots
tower
him like
like
7
sniping.
times. Yeah.
Yeah. But she's
hell
like
yeah.
providing support while like talking to Mustang.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
And then like when he shows up in the tower. Oh wait, and then a bit from that episode which I really loved. Right afterwards when like Mustang's like he tells like the guy, he's like, hey, like you stay here and do yada yada, and then she turns and she like she commands the dog, she's like, and you Black Hayate, like stay with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. and he and the dog are both
yeah.
saluting while they walk out. I don't know, I thought that was really cute and funny. Yeah, I think this show really like has like really great framing like all throughout, like just in terms of like how they're framing different scenes, and like even their transitions scenes, but like going from one place to another, I think are super well done. And like the backgrounds, the way that any foreground animation or I guess active animation interacts with the backgrounds, which are like really well painted and like super expansive. Obviously, a ton of time has gone into like creating these sort of locales and like getting many different angles on them and making sure they're all like lined up. Super cool. And we didn't talk about Wrath and Ling fighting. So can we just talk about that fight real quick before we
Sure.
end it? I fucking love that shit. When he throws the fucking flashbang and he's running away, and then like he's
and he's like,
fucking
eye.
Bradley throws the fucking sword, and like so that's it's one of the like I don't know it's one of the examples of like people knowing like some people knowing things and others not, right? Because this is before like they've made the reveal, like Ed and Al have like told everyone else like, hey, the Fuhrer is a homunculus. Or no, they don't tell him. Ling tells everyone, right?
Ling tells them,
yeah.
He's like, he has the tattoo on his eyeball. Yeah.
yeah. He's like, I didn't know you could do that. But yeah, and Lan Fan cutting her arm off, attaching it to the dog. The scenes leading up to that with like and like again, I think I know you dislike it, but like feeling the tension just within that episode like build up, and then like the like we get like the blue ball release for fucking Fuhrer Bradley, because like he's like walking through the like all the not hallways but like alleyways, right? And the camera just gets closer and closer to his fucking face, and it's just like right here, just like pointing down at him. It's just like all forehead and eyes, and he's just fucking like zipping down these alleyways trying to find them. And then he sees the dog, and he's just like, it's that like that like anger, that like fuck, all right, they got me. And he's like, yep, all right, nice one, well played. And he sort of like lets it go. I love that shit. Then immediately afterwards we see that he sees Riza Hawkeye driving by, and we're like, fuck, she's caught, but she doesn't know it because she doesn't know that he can't see her. Like, man. Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know, I love it. I think it's super cool and fun. Yeah.
I know you do.
And that's that's it for me. That's all I got.
Okay, that's good. You want to end the episode? What are we watching next week?
Next week we are watching I believe next 13 episodes, but I will check that right now.
Episodes 27 through 40. Yeah.
We'll watch 27 through 40. Yep.
Is that the?
I love
the
this
next
opening
season?
too. I think it's super sick. I think so. So I'm
checking.
Don't have Wikipedia, or I don't have Netflix on my computer, but on Wikipedia it's episodes 27 to 38 is like the new opening Golden Time Lover. And they use Sudanai by Lil B. Okay,
it's episodes through Daydream, so that is episode 39. So sweet. 27 through 39.
Sweet. Cool.
I'm
looking forward to it. All right, well that's it from us. Toodles. What?
Go ahead, say your little fucking joke.
What are you talking about? Fullmetal Alchemist. I was making dumb little fucking jokes like that, yeah?
Birdcomist sounds so crazy. Also, what happened to it being Alfred August? I thought that was the
Yeah,
whole thing.
yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
yeah.
watchers.
Well, and then I was doing like Full Metal Alfredist, like the Brotherhood, you know. I don't know. There's levels to it.
So a few days ago, I got this message from Ricky that says, "Hey, do you think that there's even enough to talk about in season 3 of Full Metal Alchemist?" And I said, "I'm going to kill you and show your skull to your family."
Truth.
And then you said, "Let's watch Alfred Hitchcock movies for a couple weeks and then just finish the series out and watch the last 3 seasons in one episode." So we're going to do that. So next week, instead of watching season 3 of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, we are going to watch an Alfred Hitchcock movie and then another Alfred Hitchcock movie the week after. And then the last week of August is when we will have concluded the whole series. We'll just do the last 3 seasons all at once. I think that's clean. You want to talk about this Hitchcock? Why did you pick Hitchcock? Save it for the next pod that we'll record in 2 minutes.
Okay. But the movie is
We
The
actually
Birds
recorded.
from 1963 by Alfred Hitchcock. If that was not apparent from
Yes.
the Birdcomist comments.
Birdcomist sounds like bigamist, which is really funny.
I just think of a bird chemist, like it's like a plague doctor, but like the bird form of it. So he flies around.
that's kinda
and he,
sick,
Yeah, he's got
actually.
like beakers
Yeah,
in
that
his
would be
beak,
kinda
you know,
cool.
and he's like, I have to get my beakers, and they're like, yeah, we get it, man. Like,
Anyway, all right, next week we want to watch The Birds, 1963, directed by Alfred Hitchcock. We'll see you then.
see y'all in Bodega Bay.